Marching on together. Jesse, Marsch, and Leeds United take down Liverpool. Chelsea defeated by Graham Potter's old squad. Newcastle sent Aston Villa back to earth. Tottenham with a miracle comeback against Bournemouth. And Arsenal demolish Nottingham Forest. All that and more on today's episode of the Premiership Perusal podcast.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs. The ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start, the game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Great opening. I mean, back was against the wall. The proverbial wall and the proverbial back.
Sure was.
Yeah. Let's get to the first game. There wasn't really much back against the wall because Brendan Rodgers has dug himself a bit of a hole.
They're coming back.
But
okay.
he dug himself a hole, but now he's kind of he's got
slowly. He's got a small trough of.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting out of the hole eventually.
Trowel.
He's clawing at the dirt. As for Man City, their back is, I guess, against the wall in the aspect that they don't have Erling Haaland, and they're back to just last year's squad, which won the Premier League. So congratulations.
That's true. To the lineups: Leicester, Ward, Foss,
Voot.
Soyuncu.
Ooh, he's back.
Just throw him in there. First start of the season against Man City. Why not? Amarte, Justin, Tielemans, Dewsbury Hall, Castagna, Barnes, Vardy, and James Maddison. For Manchester City, Ederson, Stones, Cancelo, Laporte, Akanji, Gundogan, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Julian Alvarez, Gucci Grealish, and Bernardo Silva.
Wow. What a squad.
Yeah, like you mentioned, no Erlings.
Yeah, no Erlings.
A.K.A. Erling Haaland. How can Manchester City cope?
Yeah, can they get back to last year's form and remember how it's like riding a bike for Pep? He's like, oh, no striker? All right.
Without their absolute human cheat code of a machine.
Where would City be right now if they didn't have Haaland? Who knows? We'd be living in a world where Arsenal are 10 points clear, maybe.
Oh, my days. Oh, my days.
Unfortunately for you, Erling Haaland exists.
But that's okay, because then it'll hurt less when Arsenal collapses.
You know what? In this game, Man City, a lot of chances inside 20 minutes.
Yes.
And he got memed on pretty hard to start the year, but Danny Ward finally coming around, finding some form, actually playing a lot better of late. He saw the low light clips on Twitter. He's like, all right, this is brutal. I got to save some shots. He's been doing a whole lot better.
He started low. He said, okay, I'm going to put the expectations down as low as possible so then I can slowly raise them back up.
Yeah, true. He's rounding into form for the World Cup.
Yes, exactly.
This is the Welsh Danny Ward's coming true.
He's going to pop off against England in the U.S.
Leicester should be worried for after the World Cup when he has nothing to look forward to and he goes back to old Danny Ward.
Yeah, sad Danny Ward.
Leicester had some chances, not inside 20 like City, but I don't know, around like 24, 25 minutes in, they're creating some attack going forward. Man City not super dominant. A lot of, possession, but it wasn't doing a whole lot in this one.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of the same thing. It was like, yeah, they have the ball, but it's not all that uncomfortable for Leicester.
I think the way I'm going to call it is possessive time wasting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is kind of what I'm going to deem that to be. But yeah, they struggled to go through the middle, which was strange. It was clear that they're just like going to feed De Bruyne, but he was very out wide and kind of isolated.
They couldn't break down the solid midfield of Leicester City.
I know, Dewsbury Hall, powerhouse.
Yes.
Yeah, and you could really just feel the presence of Holland miss in this one. Goes in halftime 0-0, second half right off the bat. Kevin De Bruyne, worldy.
About as good as a free kick as you can get.
It's perfection.
Yeah, really is.
Top bins.
Top ends off the post. I mean, you can't.
That's the only way you beat Danny Ward these days.
Yeah, true.
Right after that, Leicester responded, and they actually hit the post.
Yeah, Tielemans almost going 2 out of 2 banger goals only.
It's not possible. It's honestly it's almost like part of like a wormhole or something that De Bruyne hit the post and it went in. Given this season,
yeah, that's true. That's how you know it was so good that this season it went off the post and in. That's like
number 2 on the year for post and in. I think there's like one other one. Yeah. Every other one.
It's like 2 to 200.
Yeah. Yeah, attack for City, very conservative in the second half, slow. Like I said, regarding their possession in the first half, possessive time wasting. But Leicester, they created some chances, kind of more half chances. They weren't anything spectacular. I'd say it's pretty unlucky that their last good chance fell to James Justin. Mm-hmm. That's not who you want it to fall to, but yeah, I thought for Leicester, before we wrap this up, at least my part, I thought Tielemans, he's back to old Tielemans.
He just needed the banger to ignite the passion.
Yeah, even before that, he was playing a little better, but he's just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to try, so then I can actually get moved. It's like could have just been doing that the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Leicester, there were times when they were kind of getting dominated, but they still had some chances. I mean, they could have scored.
Oh, yeah.
They could have scored a couple times. So they were in this game. Man City, they didn't look their best. I think that's safe to say.
No. And even defensively, I mean, there were momentary lapses. I mean, hence why Leicester had chances.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like earlier this season where we've seen where they just don't look as good as what we're sometimes used to, and whether that comes down to missing De Bruyne or not De Bruyne, Holland.
I mean, it's even there, even when Holland's in the lineup. It just feels like their ability at times, they have so much talent going forward that they only need to get their attackers a couple chances and they're bound to convert, but it definitely feels like there's a lot more defense in midfield and just their overall defense than attacking presence. Feels like Cancelo doesn't have as much effect on the game in terms of going forward as he did last year because they're not as dependent on him. He still gets involved plenty, to say the least. But
and it seems like the opposition teams are having more chances against City.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that, too, is it felt like last year with City, it's strange, because would you rather be giving up chances like they did in this game, or chances like they had the last couple years where it's like there's 2 guys back and they're completely near the ball and all you have to do is ping one over the top and you got a one-on-one with Ederson.
Yeah, it's kind of like the quality versus quantity argument.
So it's like, which one do you prefer? I guess that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think Pep wants to be giving up this many chances.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, some things go a little different, and they could have dropped some points there.
Yeah, to say the least.
Moving on to the second match of the week. This one hurt me. This one hurt my soul. And we're talking about Bournemouth versus Tottenham.
Why is Anthony Taylor doing another Tottenham game? We all know he's biased for Tottenham.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Just glad Mark Travers is back in net, even though Neto is popping off.
He was popping off. To the lineups. Travers, Mepham, Smith, Senesi, Cook, Lerma, Tavernier, Billing, Zmura,
Zerma.
Big Dom Solanke, and Kiefer Moore. For Tottenham, Lloris, Sanchez, Ben Davies, Longley, Ollie Skip, Højbjerg, Emerson Royale with cheese, Sessegnon, Bissouma, Son, and Kane.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Let me find my notes here. Well, things started kind of as expected. Tottenham holding the ball early, but not really testing the Bournemouth defense as much.
No.
It was just kind of like slow, boring. You know, they don't know what to do in possession.
No.
It's
It's not possible. They
are
I mean, part of
anti-football.
it. Yeah, I mean, part of it is just. And I've said this for a while. It's like I think it's just Betancourt is going to be the guy for midfield that connects midfield to attack, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Højbjerg's more side to side. Betancourt realistically is more side to side, but it is what it is. You
Yeah.
could just tell this team is missing Kulishevsky.
100%. They really lack that creative spark in the midfield. And it's actually Bournemouth who open up the scoring, hitting on the counterattack. Some great link-up play between Solanke and Tavernier, who ends up finding Kiefer Moore in space with an absolute slot of a finish to take the lead 1-0. And I'm going absolutely mental. Kiefer Moore, let's go.
He's hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, he's hyped.
I was absolutely hyped. About 10 minutes later, Lloris called into action, prevents the oncoming Tavernier. And then a couple chances for Tottenham before halftime. Ollie Skip forcing Mark Travers into a save at the near post. And then Tottenham have a chance that hits off the post. Nice ball from Son that deflected, I forget off of who. Might have been Tavernier. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into halftime, 1-0. Second half, Bournemouth grab a surprising second goal. And again, Kiefer Moore. This time beating Davison Sanchez to the header. Great ball from Adam Smith.
What can you say? Bournemouth flying high right now. This is what they like. You can't give them too many chances. When you give them too many chances, they don't know what to do. When you give them about 4 or 5, they're going to make them count.
Yes. But then it's all downhill from there. 7 minutes later, Sessegnon just toasts the left-hand side of Bournemouth. Right-hand side, maybe, their defense. But poor defending from Tavernier. Easily gets past and just kind of cuts inside, shoots, and scores. And then there's like 9 million corner kicks.
Yeah.
And it was just, you knew at this point they're at least going to get
Tottenham.
the draw.
Yeah, because they only score off corners.
They
it seems
only score off of corners. Kane had a chance, and he put it wide. And then in the 73rd minute, Ben Davies drawing a level at the back post from the corner. Some real questionable goalkeeping from Mark Travers, just running out there and
not getting
out.
the ball.
Big save from Travers a few minutes after on Son's first-time volley. Then Højbjerg has a chance later on, but puts it over. And it comes down to the 2nd minute of added time. Win from another corner. Betancourt scores the game winner.
Conte just walking down the tunnel. Couldn't believe that it took that much effort to beat Bournemouth.
Absolutely brutal to lose that one for Bournemouth.
Yeah, Tottenham, they just keep grinding these games out. I'm calling them last year's Liverpool. These games where it seems like they should lose or draw, they just somehow walk away with all 3 points. It's crazy.
There's grinding games out, and then there's whatever that was. I mean, that was like...
all I know is
like Normandy.
All I know is this style, as you can tell, Liverpool this year is not repeatable. So
Yes, that's true.
Tottenham has to make it count while they can, but this playing lackluster and just trying to, smash and grab at the end doesn't always work out.
And neither does going 2-0 down to Bournemouth.
Well, it did this time.
It worked this time.
So Tottenham come away with 3 points. They get Kulusevski back for their match against Liverpool. And they're apparently signing a guy from Atalanta, kind of a wing attack guy, similar to Kulusevski, I guess, in a sense. Maybe they'll try and put him more at like wing back or something like that. But
yeah, they could
some
use
more
a
depth.
wing back upgrade.
I don't think so. I think you got to stick with Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
And Sessegnon.
Sessegnon, the guy who can't defend to save his life.
Yeah, well, they took Royale off and put Perisic on, and they immediately scored 3 goals. So
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't either. Moving on to the next match. A real banger of a match. Brentford versus Wolves.
I kind of liked it. Second half, at least.
Second half.
Yeah.
All right, hit me with the lineups.
Raya, Henry, Pinnock, me, Ayer, Jensen, De Silva, Janelt, Wissa, Tony, and Buemo. For Wolves, Sa, Collins, Semedo, Kilman, Hugo Bueno. He got a contract extension this week. Congratulations to the young man. Boubacar Traore, whoever that guy is. Neves, Podence, Mateus Nunes, Traore, and the man, the myth, the legend, Diego Costa.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'll tell you how this game started. It started with the fact that I once again am sitting here realizing that Wolves simply cannot pass. They can at least not pass in a string of passes. But even just straight up one-off passes, they can't really pass.
Yes.
Brentford really tried to go long, as they have been this year, and mainly exposing the wide areas, getting Buemo kind of around past the fullback, so he's running kind of with or at the center backs. First real chance was Josh De Silva had a nice little move into curler that went just wide. A lot of injuries and stoppages really affected the pace of this game early.
Yeah, it was insane.
Whole lot of injuries, even for both sides. And then I want to say, no, that was the second half. Buemo and Tony in this game were just not good, simply put. Couldn't really get on the ball.
They were...
And Brentford had a good amount of chances in and around the box.
Yeah, they were getting the ball in good positions, but then it'd just be super sloppy. Very...
I mean, credit to Kilman and Collins, too, for not making it easy on them. But, yeah, it was not good from what you'd been seeing from Ivan Toney.
Especially Tony, yeah. I thought he looked especially poor. He had definitely a couple where it was just like, man, that's a really good chance for him to make a move and dribble, and then he just has like a horrible touch and loses the ball immediately.
Yeah, not even like getting shots off. So it goes into halftime, 0-0. Second half, Brentford start fast. Short corner routine leads to a me side volley. What was that?
Dude,
what
that
even
was
that?
incredible. It's because you were on the Ben Mee hype train. You hyped him up, and now he's out here scoring worldies.
Yeah, he's a goal scorer out here. You just got to throw him up front.
He learned that one at Burnley.
Yeah, Sean Dyche taught him.
The image of Sean Dyche doing that
in the
pretty
suit,
amazing.
like running up and
Yes.
then just hitting a side volley.
In the snow.
Yeah, well, he falls in the snow and then he picks up the snow.
Knee slide.
Get in there! That's how you do it. Wolves respond even faster as a layoff for Neves is slotted home for 1-1.
The classic Neves goal.
Yeah, Neves, edge of the box. Little banger, layoff from Semedo. Yeah, and then I'd say the next best chance, sloppy play by me as Podence steals the ball in the box. But big save by David Raya keeps it tied at 1. Easily could have scored that, but Podence was pretty much like point blank with Raya. Mm-hmm. There's some nice time wasting by Jose Sa.
Oh, yeah.
Out there. The wrist injury when Kilman had to go off. And
Take
then when
the gloves
Kilman's
off.
ready to come back on, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And Brentford fans were not happy. That was awesome. That should be in like the Louvre of time wasting. Yeah, Wolves kind of just dominate possession for that first 20 minutes of that second half, and then it was kind of all Brentford after about, 65 minutes in or so.
Yeah.
70 minutes. After that, last 20 were all Brentford. Couple chances. The last one was probably for Tony.
Yep. He was kind of close to goal. Couldn't get the reaction.
But the true highlight of the game, we have a Diego Costa red card. Yes. Yes, the headbutt on Ben Mee. You love to see it. He's a true competitor out there. What can you say?
Yeah. How we didn't see this one coming, I'm not sure. But it happened, and it was glorious.
What a legend. Going off the field with his little red panda haircut that he has.
And now I'm very glad that he won't be around to face Arsenal.
They better appeal it.
Somehow I'll get that one overturned. Yeah,
I can see it.
Okay.
So it finishes 1-1.
Yeah, to be fair, that game was...
Would you feel better about this result if you're Brentford or Wolves? Probably Wolves.
Probably Wolves at this point. But
Yeah.
the red card leaves kind of a sour taste at that point. I mean, the game was fairly entertaining outside of the big stoppages in the first half and kind of the time wasting in the second half. But
Yeah, the flow to this game was just strange, but the actual play of it was pretty enjoyable.
I thought it was enjoyable because both teams were we don't really care about build-up. We're just going to
Yeah,
kick the ball
hoof it
along
forward.
and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I want Brentford to go a little more with... I mean, it's hard to tell when Mbeumo and Tony just won't have it going, but I do like the idea of Damsgaard and Keane Lewis-Potter being more involved.
that's a good point. I'm glad you brought up Keane Lewis-Potter. He got subbed on, and they looked better once he got subbed on.
Well, yeah, I mean, they controlled the whole last section of the game, but for Wolves, I mean, at least with Diego Costa getting a red, now it's you kind of have to play Guedes. I get you love your Adama Traore. I had this thing on our Twitter where I had to is some not Wolves fan specifically, but a fan account, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, but it was stats about how good Traore is at crossing, and they're like, oh, but Traore is the problem. Am I right? It's yeah, you're good at crossing. Guess who's good at heading on Wolves? Nobody.
Is he even good at crossing? I'm not sure.
It gets the stat was really it gets to the Wolves player, but it's who's heading the ball, who's on the end of these balls. It's okay, so you're good at crossing. Congratulations. It doesn't do anything for you. You don't have that personnel.
Yeah.
So your crossing is worthless.
Yes.
But congratulations at being good at it.
Yeah, at least now they can play someone who might be on the team for longer than a year.
It's not like you have Mitrovic in the box and you just swing balls in and you can head them in.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wolves need to sign Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, there you go. Then
Stick
you can
him up
have your
front.
Adama Traore.
Yeah,
Your crosses will be answered.
pretty much.
All right. Next match.
Next match.
Graham Potter versus Graham Potter's old men.
The Grant Potter derby.
Yes.
It's Brighton versus Chelsea. To the lineups.
Sanchez, Webster, Dunk, Gross, Estupinan, March, McAllister, Lallana, Matoma, Caicedo, Real Madrid's Caicedo, by the way,
68 million pounds.
Trossard.
Oh, finally my prayers have been answered.
Matoma's
Matoma.
starting. Yeah, way to break it out against Chelsea of all teams.
Secret weapon.
Kepa, Chalaba,
England's Chalaba.
Silva, Kukureya, Kovacic, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, England's Loftus-Cheek, Raz,
England's
Mount,
Raz.
Conor Gallagher, Kai Havertz. That is a disgusting lineup.
Yeah.
Are we sure that Tuchel should have been sacked?
What's the
And are we
opposite
sure
of
that
a
Graham
banger?
Potter can be a fraud when I think Chelsea's squad is just not good? I think it's just not good.
Yeah, I think so. These lineups are just
None of it makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the team, go through all the guys. Some of it's from Sarri, Some of I guess it's not really from Conte anymore. That's too far back. So Sarri's probably the right guy. It's Sarri, it's Fat Frank, it's Tuchel, and now it's Potter. It's just like 4 managers, guys, all combined into one squad. And this is how you get a team that doesn't make any sense.
You get this amalgamation.
You get this, like, what is this team?
And meanwhile, you've got Trevor Chalobah with the best PR team on the internet. Somehow everyone loves him.
Oh,
he should be playing for England. He's got the most cherry-picked stat line where, he won 29 games undefeated, and he only played in games against complete garbage teams. But
there's something about Chalobah and Loftus-Cheek that Chelsea fans defend, and it's like, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Trying to act like it's some pleb filter for watching football. It's not. These guys just aren't very good.
Yeah.
Now, albeit Chalobah's a bit younger, so he can grow a little bit, but it's not that good.
Loftus-Cheek was on loan at Fulham.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Palace before that. And he's more that tier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And speaking of tiers, you know who else isn't on the Chelsea tier? It's Christian Pulisic.
We'll get to that. Let's just get to the game.
He keeps staying on 11.
So, 2 goal line clearances by Thiago Silva right off the bat after defensive errors. Brighton press is just too much for Chelsea as they give the ball away in transition and work a goal. Matoma with a great little run. Trossard, cool, calm, collected. A little slot finish, and it's 1-0. Yeah. After that, Chelsea still not looking too comfortable on the ball passing. Brighton not really doing much going forward, but they keep winning some corners and stuff. They hang around, and then they get a Ruben Loftus-Cheek own goal, which, I mean, there was no one on Brighton around him. He just kneed the ball into his net. I don't know what that even was.
Yeah, it was rough.
Chelsea down 2-0. Chelsea, first chance, will kind of... Oh, it was Raz with slide pass through to Conor Gallagher. Shot right at Bobby Sanchez, creates a rebound, and Pulisic just misses the empty net.
Yeah, that was rough.
But Chelsea did look a bit better going forward. Gallagher with the flicked-on header. Nice save, Bobby Sanchez. Bobby Sanchez standing on his head out here.
Yeah, great save.
Little half chance for Caicedo, and then Mount kind of going back and forth a bit. And then on a mini counterattack, Chelsea caught out Pulisic, not tracking back whatsoever. Brighton get in behind, square the ball off Chalobah and into the net. Second own goal of the half. Third goal for Brighton. It is 3-0 at half.
Yeah,
tragic.
Like you said, Chelsea absolutely getting caught out, and then the wide play from Chelsea was just...
Is there any difference between this game and the Leeds one? And this is where it got me thinking about, like, it wasn't really Tuchel and the motivation of the squad and stuff like that, and how it's just the quality. Because I'm like, I feel like Potter and Tuchel are both fine managers, and they've both implemented different, I don't know, not necessarily different styles, but different formations, plenty of tactics. Especially Potter, he's definitely pragmatic. He'll do what suits best for the team. And how does this happen?
Yeah, they still
other than the fact that you just don't have the right kind of players.
Yeah, they have these defensive frailties. They really got exposed in this one with the questionable wingback play or lack thereof. I mean, it just seemed like Brighton were like, better, faster, stronger in all regards. I mean, Chelsea had the chances to score, and that definitely could have changed the game.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Brighton held them out, and then they end up scoring, the third goal.
Not even really half chances. Like, it's just a guy running to the end line and squares the ball.
Yeah, simple.
And it goes off the defender and in.
Yeah. I think that's what I like best about Brighton right now.
When
they don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even for a while, they still were under De Gea a bit, but no, this is the way that they should be playing. And credit to Brighton, they look fantastic in this one. But no, I think Chelsea's personnel You just have to come out of this and say, I don't think they have it. Second half opens, Gallagher dimes up Kai Havertz to make it 3-1 on the header. Chelsea really creating the chances, specifically with long balls, getting the ball forward, completing a lot of passes. Bunch of half chances, nothing too crazy. It always felt like the pass was just off.
Yeah.
Or the last dribble was too much or something.
Mm-hmm.
Ziyech, a dangerous free kick, curls wide. And Brighton will cap it off 4-1 with the top six killer Pascal Gross sealing it.
Yeah. 4-1.
Didn't even mention Kepa got hurt, had to be subbed off at half.
Yeah, that's right. Mendy coming in.
Mm-hmm. That'll be something.
Yeah, you almost feel like that second half, Chelsea had a lot of the ball. They were creating some half chances. You think maybe they go into halftime 2-1 and it's a different story.
Yep.
They maybe can pull an equalizer back.
Three's too much. I think for almost against any Premier League team, three's like
that's a
almost
deep hole.
Insurmountable. Yeah.
That's a deep hole, especially the way that Brighton were playing this game. They were, pretty strong, and they looked dangerous every time they got the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if we're talking about Chelsea's personnel too, I get that like you're very reliant and you base your systems off of your best player, Reece James, but when Reece James isn't there, you have to at least look functionable.
Yeah.
And they don't. They didn't under Tuchel, and they don't under Potter. And I think this no matter how they play, they're going to be really reliant on their wing backs because Chilwell and James are so good. But they are not injury prone, but you have to account every year they're probably going to be out for a 2 to 4 week stretch at least.
Yeah.
So signing Marc Cucurella and then you don't play him at wing back, you play him as like a third center back a lot of times. I don't really get that. You're probably better off just keeping a guy like Emerson and just having him as a rotational guy. I don't know. It just feels like there's not enough depth, and you're forcing guys like Pulisic, who you can't have Pulisic play wing back.
Right.
It's just not what he does.
You're having guys that aren't Chelsea caliber in the first place, and then you're playing them out of position.
Yeah. Did we not learn from Saul last year? What was that?
Yeah.
But no, I think, let's talk about this before we move on. I think Pulisic is just, I think I'm out.
Yeah.
I think I'm out.
Yeah, I think he needs to move to a team where he can play every week and like try and establish some form.
That's a lot of Chelsea guys though, where it's like they can be good, but they have to be the main guy or like one of the main guys on like a lower team. Like Ziyech is the prime example of this. He has to play like a ton to keep form.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just like a plug and play. You let him kind of go every once in a while. He has to play like all the time. And you see that when he gets extended runs into the Chelsea squad, you could make cases that he looks Chelsea caliber, but he's not going to be playing all the time because a lot of times you have to earn your place. But yeah, this was a brutal one for Chelsea.
Yeah, brutal one for Chelsea. Brutal one for Graham Potter. Just gets stomped by the old club.
You get booed.
Oh, dude.
It went all wrong for him. Cucurella got booed.
Yeah, the Brighton fans, they listened to our prayers.
It was so funny.
And it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Fantastic win for Brighton.
Yeah, huge.
Much needed.
Yeah.
Their results weren't coming through, but their performances were still good during this stretch under De Gea. Gets his first win. Big ups.
Big ups.
Big ups to the tiny dancer.
All right, moving on to the next match. Crystal Palace versus Southampton.
Oh, this game made me kind of sad, although I love both these teams.
To the lineups, Guaita, Ward, Mitchell, Gahey, Anderson, Milivojevic as a Schlupp, Olise, Zaha, Edouard. For Southampton, Bazunu, Lianco, Chaleta Sarr, Salisu, Ward-Prowse, Perot, Armstrong, El Yunusi, Diallo, Joe Aribo, and Che McAdams.
It's a lot of Palace early on.
Yeah, they look good. They had that kind of Palace energy at Selhurst.
Yeah.
Good to see. I feel like it's kind of been lacking the past few weeks.
I mean, they've been on the road too. A couple
Yeah,
times when they had the
it
match
makes-
against Goodison and
Makes a difference.
stuff like that. So
Some tough matches. Saha, 15-minute, put a great ball across, begging for a slight touch. Goes past Edward at the near post. Hit just a bit too hard. Che Adams had a chance, low curling effort, hit off the post and out.
yeah, but he was off, right?
He might have been, yeah.
I think they called him off, but no, I mean Southampton. Besides that, really had a struggle breaking into that.
Yeah,
final
that
third.
was about it.
Yeah, Palace scored and then they were offside in the build-up.
Yep, Edouard scoring. And then 35th minute already, Lianco, potential second yellow card, not given, of course.
It's funny. I had a note, not specifically about what happened, but I said Lianco not so much of a shithouse footballer this weekend. He's
Just
not.
kinda shit.
Yeah. Take out the house.
Shortly after, Palace take the lead through Edouard. Nice play from Zaha to win the ball back off
Yeah, a
of
little
Lianco.
turnover.
And then finds Mitchell down the wing, puts it across to Edouard, gets a foot on it.
Edward was involved in about every chance they had, whether he was passing or shooting. He was involved every time. I like to see that. They were
Yeah.
going kind of centrally in this one.
Yeah, I feel like they figured out more how to utilize him, try and play that early cross in,
Yeah.
rather than just stick a bunch of guys in the box and then
Yes.
he gets lost.
Southampton were definitely not happy with the officiating in this one. The players were losing their mind. And what was my other note? Oh, Wilf's distribution in this half. You don't always see that. He gets a lot of credit for being a finisher and kind of having the pace to blow by guys. But in this one, he did a real nice job passing, specifically kind of just being more in midfield and getting the ball forward to his
Yeah.
teammates.
Yeah, it goes into halftime 1-0. Coming out of the second half, a couple chances for Southampton.
Oh, McAdams fans.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got too cocky.
Jay Adams with a great chance, and he really should have done better.
No, he should. He
should
you're
have
wrong.
scored.
He should have scored.
He should have scored.
James Ward-Prowse absolutely dimed him up. The second half, he looked really good. Even first half, Ward-Prowse was looking really good in this one.
And then Stu Armstrong had a chance at the near post, also saved another chance for Stu Armstrong, but he hits the post.
Yeah, off the post.
And James Ward-Prowse, great shot from distance, but just wide.
Well, Southampton win the ball in Palace territory. And it falls for Shea McAdams and the shot right at Guaita. I mean, it just wasn't going to go for Adams in this one.
Yeah, he had 3 really solid
Three
chances.
or 4, clear cut. I'm no expected goals man myself, but I would set the expected goals bar at 1.5 or 2
Yeah, it
for
really
those chances alone.
really changed the game. Southampton did look better in the second half, but if you can't finish off your chances,
Yeah, what's the point?
what's the point?
Palace kind of able to go fast towards the end of the game and try and grab that second one, but they just really couldn't. Their best chance, I think, was the 2-on-1 with Ayew and Wilf on the counter, but
Yeah, and Ayew messed it all up.
yep, and he got booed.
He's so bad.
Pressing forward, man.
Pressing forward.
Lip pressing forward.
Defensive forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Finishes 1-0.
Palace getting back on track.
Yeah.
So they go win, draw, win, loss, win. Solid little run.
Yeah, he takes some dubs.
Solid little run.
Southampton really, I mean, you expect more out of Jay Adams.
It's tough. It's tough. You have no choice. I get he's not like an out and out striker. Has a little more to his game in terms of dribbling and can pass a little bit, but a couple of those had to be scored. That one from Ward-Prowse, 1-on-1 from 45 degrees from the penalty spot, you have the whole net to shoot at.
Yeah.
Far post, near post, up above the head, and instead you shoot it right at Guaita.
Yeah, it looked like he might be lacking some confidence, and this game is not going to help that any.
No. Maybe, the other Armstrong's kind of just a winger, Adam Armstrong at this point, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they do through the middle. We'll have to see. Maybe Mara or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on to the next match.
Who do we got? Oh, the team that can't be stopped.
Newcastle versus Aston
The
Villa.
green and white army. The Saudi army.
The Saudi army. They'll chop your head off.
Saudi army.
They'll dismember you
Yeah,
piece by piece. Bonesaw FC.
Bonesaw. Starting with the goalie of Bonesaw FC, as Sam calls them. Pope, Trippier, Botman, Schär, Byrne, Willock, Longstaff, Guimaraes, Joelinton, Callum Wilson, and Player of the Year candidate Miggy Almiron. Villa, Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Young, Luis, Buendia, Watkins, Bailey, Dendonker, Ings. No McGinn. They're rolling Dendonker again.
Yep.
After his fantastic game last week.
1-4-0. No need to change it.
Nope.
Getting into the match.
Newcastle hot and heavy and early.
Yes.
Callum Wilson was involved, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Callum Wilson. Just a lot of domination from Newcastle. In and around the box, pushing it up, pushing the tempo. I don't think Villa were quite ready for it.
No, they were not.
They were riding high off the win last week, but
Yeah.
this week not so much.
They're like, wait, you guys aren't Brentford. You guys are actually really good.
18 minutes in, Joelinton shot from outside the box, saved. Emi Martinez takes a knee to the head, friendly fire
This game had
from Tyrone Mings.
the injury to ruin the flow of the game too, and honestly, it kind of allowed Villa to get back into it once the game restarted. They were Villa kind of looked a lot better after the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was weird because initially Emi Martinez stayed on for a while, and then eventually he went off.
I'm a little woozy.
Yeah, he was a little woozy. And then Buendia also getting hurt,
It's his rap name, Lil Woozy.
getting subbed off. Robin Olsen,
Stinky Poo Poo.
step on up. Hey, he made a save on
Copenhagen's finest.
the world's best, Miggy Almiron. on a quick
I
break.
mean, this game kind of turned really against Villa when there's a handball against Ashley Young in the box. Callum Wilson steps up, slots the pen, 1-0. A lot of added on time in this.
Yeah, they almost scored twice in added time.
Yeah, Wilson again. He actually scored, but was off. Great through ball by your guy, Mr. Willock.
Yes. Goes in halftime, 1-0. Second half, Callum Wilson grabbing his second from the game after a well-worked corner.
Whoa. We need to talk about Tyrone Mings' shove on Miguel Almiron.
A Tyrone Mings shoved Miguel Almiron.
That was hilarious. He's just like already out of bounds. Like the lightest shove gives a cheeky grin. You can't do that though to Player of the Year Miguel Almiron, especially when his team loves Almiron.
That's true.
They're just gonna get motivated to beat you 4-0.
And that they did. So they grabbed that second goal through Wilson. And then just a few minutes later, Joelinton grabbing the third goal after Wilson's initial shot is saved. And the rebound falls to him.
The thing too about this what's so impressive is it's not like Newcastle do it one way. Like that second Wilson goal, that's off a short corner routine.
Mm-hmm.
The third goal is off like a counterattack. I mean, they can beat you like any way they want.
They are a deadly team. They have some great service. Trippier, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and they got the pace. I mean, they got the midfield that just runs forever. And then you got Miggy Almiron, who's just whipping out worldies every week.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What can you do?
Newcastle build up through the middle. Too easy as Byrne just really walks it forward all the way to Wilson. And Wilson eventually gets it to Almiron, who just hits a curler for 4-0.
Yeah.
That man can't be stopped.
He can't be stopped.
He's the only man that can stop Erling Haaland. They're going to have a 1v1 somehow.
Yes. 1v1 worldie off.
And then, I mean, it could have been like 6-0. Wilson off the bar on a header, and Murphy hit the post on a curled effort. towards the end. It's Villa kind of just. It felt like after that Ashley Young penalty, they just like caved in entirely.
Yeah, they had that decent spell of play kind of in the second half of the first half and before the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then that penalty just kind of took
Zapped
the wind
it.
out of their sails.
And then they looked at their goalie and they're like, oh my goodness, who is this guy?
Put the woozy guy back in. Have him wobble around.
Yeah,
he
Emi Martinez like concussed, like just tipping over, like just incidentally, like saves it just from falling over.
He's like the old man in Benchwarmers, the pitcher, and he's drunk and he's just like falling over the place while he's pitching.
Yeah.
That'd be Emi Martinez. He goes for a goal kick and just misses the ball. Newcastle put Aston Villa in their place.
Are we locking Newcastle into the top 4?
The Premier League is no longer dank, confirmed.
Yeah, that's the thing. The interim manager, sometimes it hangs on, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. We got to get to a Villa play. They play United next. That's going to be tough. It's at least at Villa. But we'll see. We'll see what... Those are two pretty tough fixtures for Aaron Dank.
They got Unai Emery now.
What's his name?
He's in. Aaron Danks. Yeah.
Aaron Danks. Yeah, well, they're going to let Emery not manage this one. They want to see what Aaron Danks has for the youth squad. They're like, can you manage the under-18s? You got to beat the bald fraud himself.
I can't wait for Unai Emery to play John McGinn at like Cam. It's going to be great.
Unai Emery went there to win a trophy. What kind of trophy he's going to win?
He's going to bring in David Luiz.
Did you see David Luiz's hair?
No.
Oh, you got to look that up after this. Or look it up now real quick.
Live reaction. David Luiz hair.
Hold on, Ronaldo. Hold on. Scroll down.
This?
No, he got like a new hairstyle. What? It's not going to go to just all.
What if I sort by recent?
Yeah, maybe try that.
Sort by recent time. Past month.
Yeah, sure. There it is on the left.
Oh,
Look
no.
at that.
Oh,
Look
no.
at that.
What is that?
That might need to be the thumbnail.
That's like the Puyol hair.
Yes, the wet shower hair.
Bro, what happened to his volume? He lost it.
Lost in the sauce. It's humid in
That should make his hair more fuzzy.
No, but it's David Luiz. You would think so. There's something about the England air that kept it humidified. The Brazilian air, it's too hot and humid that it actually dehumidifies it.
How about this headline? Leicester defender Wout Faes reveals Chelsea sent him a signed shirt from David Luiz.
All right, let's get to the next game. We don't make people have to sit through this, but I just had to show you that. Oh, yes. Another classic 0-0 that was a great time to watch. Had a lot of good 0-0 games to watch this year.
Yeah, there have been some good ones.
So the lineups.
We're talking about Fulham versus Everton.
The lineups. Leno, Ream, Bobby D. Cordova Reed.
Yeah, thank you.
Issa Diop, Anthony Robinson, Harry Reid.
Unironically put him on the plane.
Cabano, Pereira, Willian, Polina, Mitrovic. For Everton, Pickford, Tarkovsky, Mikolenko, Coleman, Cody, Onana, Gordon, Gray, Iwobi, Gray, and Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Harrison Reed. I can't believe no one is even in the same stratosphere as us by trying to get him on the England squad.
Yeah, come on. Make it happen. Everyone,
cowards.
Like and share. This episode's going to be called Harrison Reed for England.
Yeah, the Harrison Reed campaign.
Put him on the plane. Send him to Qatar.
A lot of chances for both early on. Leno and Pickford really called into action early.
Yeah.
Making good saves.
Yeah, it was quite eventful.
Yeah, but I'd say the passing into the final third eventually as the first half went on was kind of lackluster.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
As the half went on. Like, inside the first, 25, 30 minutes, it was fine, but then after that, it kind of
There was that
dropped off.
3-minute stretch where Fulham were just all over it, and Pickford had to make 3 saves in the span of 2 minutes. That was great.
That was wild.
I wasn't expecting that out of Fulham.
I was Craven Cottage.
That's true. The Cottage is OP.
The thing I didn't expect is I kind of figured that, it didn't seem like it'd be a big game because Jordan Pickford, he's a big game player, but he's like, hey, Craven Cottage, this is one of the hardest places to play. That's big game enough for me. I'm gonna show
Certified
up.
big game.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's prime time.
Prime time, late night match. As the first half went on, fewer chances, but 24th minute, Mitrovic putting on a nice ankle breaker on Idrissa Gana Gueye.
I don't know.
Yellow
You
card
sure?
given.
It got reviewed. Are you sure?
It got reviewed, and they're like, you know what? That's a good, strong tackle.
Brexit tackle, if you ask me.
Yeah, that was Brexit Balkans tackle.
Brexit Balkans, yes.
I was surprised. I expected a little more from Everton. And I was kind of confused because the commentator kept being like, well, Everton have looked great. And I was like, have they?
I noticed that too. I think it was at half. I don't know if it was Robbie Musto or whoever was doing it. They said Everton was the better team in the first half. I was like, were we watching the same game?
Yeah. I was so confused because it was like,
I wouldn't say Everton played bad, but Fulham were just killing it.
yeah, Fulham was the better team and they had the better chances. Tarkovsky did have a free header from a set piece, but he hit it straight at Leno.
Gordono.
I don't know why I put that. Gordono gets in space, puts the shot over.
Antonio Gordono.
Gordono. Goes into halftime 0-0, as you would expect in a 0-0 game. Second half, a little less action. Mitrovic, header goes over. Nice ball from Pereira. And then Willian. I mean, Fulham Willian is on a different level.
Yeah.
He's somehow gotten better since his time at Arsenal.
Silva, I don't even know what to say. How can Silva look so good managing Hull for a stretch?
Yes.
And then he did well at Watford for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He never really did much at Everton.
No, it was cursed.
And now he's got it rolling at Fulham. Very, very strange.
Yeah, it is strange. But Willian's been popping off. So was Pickford in this game, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. No, they're both goalies were nuts.
Mitrovic had a good chance, but he blasted over.
Blasted.
Expected better from him there.
Blasted.
And Fulham, they had possession again, but weren't able to get the final chance to score.
Yeah, 0-0 it finishes. Good result for Everton. Good performance for both sides, honestly. You probably feel you deserve to win if you're Fulham, but you also probably should have had a guy sent off in the 24th minute. So
yeah, that's true. I was impressed with this performance, just for Fulham to come out and dominate at times against a pretty decent side in Everton.
yeah, I'd say so.
Next match.
Oh, wow.
Massive.
This is Sam's favorite
match.
Matchweek, mainly because they're all Saturday games.
Yes, the 8 games on Saturday. I was whipping out. I got 2 on, and then I've got 2 more on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all the
two
games.
more on, and 2 more on.
Next thing you know, it's 12 p.m. and
I spent the whole day watching Premiership. To the lineups: Liverpool, Leeds, Alisson, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho, Thiago, Firmino, Elliott, Salah, Darwin, Nunes.
Hey, can we give a shout out to Pete BOC? Shout out Pete BOC. Everybody go follow Pete BOC on TikTok and YouTube. Makes great songs.
Darwin Nunes. He came from Benfica to the Big Red.
Yeah, Pete, if you're out there listening to this, someone links it to you. Hey, drop us a song, man.
Yeah,
we need it.
Yeah, give us a tune.
Give us a
for the
tune.
Premiership Perusal podcast, please.
We know you drop banger after banger, so we could only hope that we could be blessed by your talent.
Absolutely. Preferably to Do You Think You're Better Off Alone by DJ Alice. Leeds, Meslier, Koch, Cooper, Stroik, Christensen, Aronson, Roca, Somerville, Harrison, Adams, Rodrigo, you have some serious apologizing to do this year to Rodrigo, sir. As Liverpool's defense instantly craps all over themselves.
Who's got more apologizing, me or Joe Gomez?
You.
Me.
You. Joe Gomez, he did what he had to do. He had to give Rodrigo a tap in.
I'm gonna go Shaq. I'm gonna say, I gotta apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I wasn't familiar with you getting terrible back passes from Joe Gomez and tapping
on
them
an
in.
empty net. Oh my gosh, Gomez, as the ball is going out of play, just blindly, virtually no look, passes it straight across his box. I don't even know what to say about that. After looking all right doing a decent job against Erling Haaland, now the last couple of games, it's shambolic.
Yeah, he really should take a page out of Anthony's book and do a couple spins before he does that.
That's why Anthony does that, so you can see all the surroundings.
Yeah, gather intel.
Yes. Liverpool grab it back. But I felt Leeds' defense could have been better.
Yeah, they had the chance to clear the ball, deal with it, but they did poorly, and eventually ends up Mo Salah.
Yeah, Salah. He's secretly inevitable. Leeds still going fast and creating good amount of chances. Pretty unlucky as Jack Harrison rips one off the bar, and then also had a shot and a following sequence saved by Alisson.
Yeah, and then Darwin Núñez, sorry Pete, a rough one here, got in behind, messes up the chance, and Meslier able to get the ball off of him. Goes in halftime 1-1.
I just felt like Liverpool were playing slow. I mean, they almost have to now.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't have the right personnel to go fast like they used to and kind of pin teams in. But, I mean, Leeds, I felt like Leeds did a good job closing down passing lanes and outlets, too. But
it feels like Liverpool, it's like an uphill battle. Mm-hmm. They push the boulder up, and then the boulder just rolls back down
on them. Yeah, by the way, I don't think you said enough. That might have been the worst one-on-one chance I've ever seen in my life.
It was awful.
Not to pile on your boy's boy.
Yeah,
Pete BOC's
Pete BOC. Hey, we respect your love for Darwin Núñez, but Darwin Núñez is kind of trash.
Hey, give us a shout-out, though.
Yeah, give us a shout-out, though. We want a
jingle. We're clout chasing right now.
We're clout chasing Pete BOC.
Yep.
Give us a TikTok shout-out. Get us the Broccoli Boys listening to our podcast. Get us people like Harvey Elliott to listen to our podcast.
The Zoomer
TikTokers.
Second half, Leeds aggressive, but leading to mistakes. Good amount of chances for both sides, but like I said about Leeds specifically, the chances really just kind of came from mistakes.
Oh yeah, Liam Cooper. Woo. That was he was trying to one up Joe Gomez there
a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. Núñez with a shot save, should have scored. Henderson nearly snuck in a shot at a tight angle.
Yeah, this second half was really the Meslier show.
Big effort out of him.
Yeah,
probably one of his best games. And he's had some good ones. 79th minute makes a good stop on Núñez's.
Yeah, finally one Darwin probably deserved a score on, but Meslier, amazing save.
Yeah, it was. And then shortly after, great chance for Pat Bamford, who's in on goal, but has the Bambi on ice first touch.
That's a player with no confidence. We talk about Shea Adams with no confidence. Pat Bamford, I mean,
he's got negative confidence.
Yeah, I have. All it says is Pat Bamford first touch on 80 with the crying emoji on my phone right now for the notes. It was so bad.
Brutal. This man, someone put Joe Gelhardt out there, please. We're begging you.
Who needs Joe Gelhardt when you have Somerville? He looked really good this game, minus the goal even. He was just doing a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Firmino.
Then Liverpool piled it on. Firmino has a chance. Fairly easy save for Meslier, but then another chance pushed away from Meslier, and another chance for Firmino, that ends up getting saved.
All the chances in the world.
All the chances.
But it's all for naught because Liverpool panic, clear the ball. Leeds able to win it back, get it in the box to Bamford, who has like a weird pass touch.
Yeah, just kind of
thing.
bobbles off of him.
Yeah, to Somerville, who slots it. I didn't hear anyone talking about that. I thought Alisson could have done a bit better. Hard to say because he has the whole net to shoot at, but I mean, I just expect Alisson to save like everything because he's so good.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an outlandish statement. So for me to say he should have done better would be a bit harsh, but I thought he could have done a bit better because I think he's so good.
Yeah, I think in general, overall, that play is just way too easy for Leeds.
Yeah, it's just a panic clear by Liverpool after they had Leeds pinned in for the last like 15 minutes. And then Leeds get like 1/2 chance and Liverpool can't contain themselves defensively. Like, what's going on?
They couldn't handle the wrath of Nonto, the little guy.
Yeah, Nonto to Somerville. Crescencio Somerville. Absolute limbs, as the kids say, by the Leeds fans.
Yes. Massive win. Jesse Marsch,
You could tell how much it mattered to him.
he was going nuts. He was like air guitar and
Yeah.
he didn't know what to do with his hands.
He knew that he had to win this one.
That guy's nuts. You got to respect the passion.
What if Leeds become the new like Sunderland? You know where Sunderland's like in the relegation zone like the whole year or around it, and then like to end the year they just whip out like they
The
win
Great
3 out of
Escape.
4 games every time, and you're like, wow.
I'm
That
down.
should just be Leeds
I'm
every
down.
year, the new Sunderland. As for Liverpool, you beat City, you lose to Forest, and then you lose to another relegation zone team in Leeds.
Yeah. Rough. Brutal.
I don't know what to say.
Jurgen Klopp is tired, man.
He's
Look
sleepy.
at his eyes. He's like,
I'd be tired too.
Didi Hamann, I can't do this anymore.
Didi Hamann.
Didi Hamann, come coach Liverpool. I can't do it anymore. I'll be back.
Yeah, it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a horrible club.
Ever since Jurgen Klopp lost his glasses, he got the LASIK.
Yeah.
He sees too clearly. That's the problem. His tactics are too good.
Yeah, I can see clearly now that Mane's gone. You know what I can see? I can see that Liverpool are shit.
They are toothless.
Yeah, no, they have the veneers just like Firmino and Klopp.
The chompers. I mean, they got Darwin Núñez, who is one of the best at getting into good spaces, and then one of the worst at finishing those chances.
He's just got to, figure out how to score.
Just put the ball in the net.
He's just got to.
Simple as.
Someone needs to show him Pete BOC's videos
Yeah.
and be like, wow, this guy gives me faith and motivation. Let me score here.
If only I had such quality, talent, finesse as Pete BOC.
As Pete BOC says I do.
Yeah.
Then I would.
If I was the player that Pete BOC thought I was.
Moving on to a game that stunk.
Yeah.
Normally I enjoy watching Arsenal games. I didn't enjoy this one.
This one was
It's just not fun to really watch Forest. I'll be honest.
they don't know what to do.
To the lineups.
The
Sam.
lineups: Arsenal, Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, Partey, Odegaard, Xhaka, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli. For Forest: Henderson, Cook, Aurier, McKenna, Lodi, Kouyaté, Yates, Freuler, Awoniyi, Gibbs-White, and Jay Lings.
What's up with the front three against Arsenal at the Emirates? Mr. Cooper. Scroll down the bench real quick.
You know those guys are going to get a lot of
Scroll
service.
down the bench. See all these guys? They would be a whole lot better than Jay Lings out there in this match. I'll tell you that much. The whole bench.
You're saying a
Worrell,
guy...
Nico Williams, Lewis O'Brien.
Yeah, how is Sergio Aurier playing over Nico Williams? Not sure.
Sergio Aurier did okay in the Liverpool game, but that shouldn't be happening.
That's not... Yeah. We don't...
That's a one-off
No,
thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, playing Jay Lings when you know there's going to be a lot of defensive work.
You might as well
What's the
put in.
point?
You might as well see what Southampton did with Lankow and be like, you know what, Willy Bully, you don't really have the personality of Lankow. Can you just do that though? Just go fucking rough shit up.
You're a large man.
Just go shove some people.
Yeah.
Go get in their heads.
Go choke them out.
Willy Bully's probably like a super nice guy or something.
He probably is. I don't even have any notes. But Arsenal get the early goal.
I mean, yeah, Martinelli goal.
The classic link up. Saka across to Martinelli. Open up the scoring. 5 minutes in, 1-0.
I mean, right after that, Gabby Jesus curl chance. It was just insanity right off the bat. Goal line clearance for Forrest to deny the Martinelli brace. And then, you know, Saka went down a couple times in this game. And we were talking about last time how there's just a bit of, not over-reliance on him, but they play him all the time. And I
Yeah.
get that. You want to play him all the time. But, like, if you're ever going to sit Saka, you could probably sit him against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
You could give him a bit of a break.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with some big games coming up.
Yeah.
He ends up getting hurt. Comes off 27th minute. On comes Reece Nelson.
The savior.
The rest of the first half, it was pretty slow from Arsenal. Like there was possession, but it was kind of sinking into that.
No, they're definitely lacking edge to their attack. They weren't
Yeah.
nearly as direct. I mean, that's going to kind of happen when you're so used to playing with Saka and stuff that, you know, not having that outlet, it's going to be a bit different. But, you know,
I was getting shades of flashbacks of the Southampton game. I was like, oh, God, we score early,
No.
and then we can't score a second goal. We have chances.
at home, it's different. The only notes I have for Forrest was everything kind of went through Gibbs White in this one, and he didn't look that bad, but that's my point, is if you're Forrest, it's like you can only really have a striker and then like an attacking mid or like a two-striker partnership. Everything else should just be like more midfield.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's like you're going to be going through one guy, and you're not going to have that many chances to what you want. Lingard up there too. I don't know.
Yeah, Lingard, who's done like nothing this
It should
season.
really just be a 4-5-1
Mm-hmm.
or, you know,
Some variation of that.
yeah, just pack the midfield.
Yeah. Goes into halftime, 1-0. Second half, Arsenal open up the scoring early.
Great build-up.
Surprising goal scorer, Reece Nelson off the bench.
I don't think Nottingham Forest had anyone on midfield on this play. They're either in the box or in, like, Arsenal's box. Those are the only two places guys were.
Well, Reece Nelson got the rebound, I think it was.
Reece Nelson, Chad's rise up, always a believer.
Oh, always a believer.
As a non-Arsenal fan, he's one of the only guys that I believed in ever. And look at him.
It's finally paying off.
Yep.
This moment.
All my Reece Nelson stock. And I'm not selling it. I'm not selling it.
Not selling it. And you know what? He grabbed the second goal just 3
Yep.
minutes later. The Reece Nelson brace. And then Thomas Partey drops an absolute banger of a curling goal. First
No.
time.
No, Henderson has to save that.
Should've
It's from
saved
outside
that.
the box. It's got to be
It
saved.
starts bending outside of the goal and comes inside.
He has to have that.
He's gotta throw
Dean
it.
Henderson's
throw
just
his
not a
cap.
good keep.
Yeah, he's not good.
What a world we live in where people like that exist.
Yeah, well, some people think that Ruben Loftus-Cheek should be playing for England, so, you know, whatever.
What a world.
Arsenal cap it off with a fifth goal. Martin Odegaard with a little nifty footwork in the box, and then from tight space, just rips a shot,
Yes.
blasts it into the roof of the net.
Blast it. 5-0. I think you called like a 4 or 5-0 last week. Probably a 4-0.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Something like that. I know you called it more. I think I only called for a 2 or 3-0. Massive win for Arsenal. I didn't learn anything from Forest other than Steve Cooper just has to know that you don't have to put much in attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially you're going to be playing on the counter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what he was thinking.
Just have a couple guys. You don't need J-Lings out there. I mean, this would have been a good one for Brennan Johnson. You know, just have pace on the counterattack.
Maybe give him a little more time off. He's looked rough.
Well, Okay, as opposed to Jay Lings,
Where's Emmanuel Dennis to solo play Arsenal? Take him to school.
I don't know. Forest need to buy some more guys. I don't like any of them.
Buy more.
21 more. Just buy a new team at this point.
Yeah, Cooper just like going to the Greek guy being like, I need new guys.
I know we bought 21 players, but it's not enough.
Only
Have you
Nico
seen this
Williams
team?
is the only guy I can play.
And Henderson, but he's on loan. Last match of the week, Manchester United versus West Ham United. To the lineups, yeah, a little bit of interesting lineup action for United. De Gea, Harry Maguire, Slabhead, the redemption.
Oh, he's so back.
Martinez, Dalot, Luke Shaw, Fernandez, Rashford, Eriksson, Casemiro, Anthony Elanga,
Bruno
and
Casemiro.
and CR7.
The rest easy man himself.
Apparently that goal celebration comes from his teammates making fun of him sleeping on the bus.
That's funny.
And I love it.
What a legend.
For West Ham, Fabianski, Cresswell, Kurt the Cat Kicker, Zuma. We need a t-shirt about that.
Yeah.
Dawson, Kerr, Flynn Downs, Jared Bowen, Ben Rama, Suchek, Rice, Skamaka.
Can we scroll down to West Ham's bench? I'm all about Flynn Downs, but we're just gonna play him over Pablo Fornals in a game against United.
For me, it's Connor Coventry. Guy sounds made up.
Yeah, he really does. Of course, he's Irish.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Connor Coventry.
This one, Man U giving the ball away early, giving up a lot of space. But West Ham also kind of giving a lot of space, and Man U were, kind of looking to play on the counter at times. It's kind of how they've been lately. They just look to turn over and go fast.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford may never score again. 2 decent chances go begging. And then a little ref ball cost West Ham a chance as Rice was not out of bounds. That was incredible. Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Fabianski getting hurt, not ideal. And then you wouldn't believe your eyes. Eriksson dimes up Rashford and he actually scores.
He couldn't miss it from there.
This is a great header.
Yeah,
Got up.
It really was. Great ball. I mean, how do you even defend that?
Sauce.
That was
Eriksson
sauce.
goated with the sauce.
Yeah, he is goated with the sauce, as the kids say.
Did you have any other takeaways from the first half on that one? Anything about West Ham that caught your eye?
West Ham, I mean, they had some spells of possession, but it was just like they didn't really do anything. The only time they looked somewhat decent was when they would kind of hit on the counter, but still it was just seemed like the passes weren't really there. Skamaka had a chance to play in. I forget who it was. If it was it Bowen? No, it was Ben Rama actually, and he just played the ball too slow, and then Ben Rama kind of had to go back. And
Ben Rama was, I think, besides Rice, West Ham's best player, like by far.
Yeah,
in this one. 1-0 going into half, second half. United creating chances. And CR7 cannot take those chances. It just isn't going for him.
would have loved to see that rip at the near post.
Yeah. Pretty physical game, I thought. Both teams going at it. Fred, head off the post.
Sure did. Sure did.
You got a note here. Harry Maguire. He's making some big plays out there. Some big blocks.
You glossed over the fact that David De Gea was absolutely popping off.
Oh, yeah.
Had
Well, I
some
was going to get to that at the end.
stupendous saves.
But as just like a general game recap thing.
Yes.
But yeah, he had the one on Zuma, and then obviously at the end the one on Rice, which was wild. And he had one on Bowen too, which is...
Yeah, but that block from Harry Maguire, game saving.
Yeah.
Big
Kept all
slabby.
three.
He comes up big when you need him.
Finishes 1-0. I think this game was less about the actual game and more like takeaways from the game.
Yeah.
First off, the whole like debate about Rice and Casemiro. I mean, honestly, they're about equal. I think it's a fair debate. A lot of people are either, oh, are you kidding me? Casemiro's way better. That feels like the majority of people, but like if you watch that game, Rice was fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys are really good. I don't think you can go wrong with either.
Yeah, and I mean Rice is playing with a little less to work with, I think, in terms of attacking talent.
Yeah, but both their duties are going to be, defensive kind of cleanup stuff.
Yeah, I know they want Rice defending, but I still think when he gets forward and gets part of the attack, good things happen.
It's true. You saw it at the end. He should have had a goal, but David Hay is nuts.
Yeah, he had a freaking rip from outside the box.
People are still demanding apologies for Lissandro Martinez, and now people are like, oh, Harry Maguire's able to keep a clean sheet. Can we admit the fact that this is all made possible by Casemiro? Can we?
I mean,
can we just say that that's the main reason why their center backs don't look like shit? They actually have a defensive midfielder. We called for it since last year.
Makes a world of difference. The defense starts in the midfield, and when your center backs are getting exposed, more chances for them to look bad.
Yeah, I mean you can fit more center backs into different systems than you can if you don't have a defensive midfielder that's suitable to your system.
Yeah.
You can plug and play center back a lot easier more than you can defensive mid.
I thought it was weird about this game. I thought the first half was kind of meh, and then
it was. Second half picked up.
The first 15 minutes of the second half was pretty awful, and then it just kind of popped off.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty
entertaining. Last year, which I think finished 0-0, the one at Old Trafford too, was another really solid game where it's like chances for both teams to take it and no one really could. And
sometimes West Ham just gets a little rough to watch.
A lot of times they do.
Yeah.
But it feels like when they're playing big teams, they look a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a strange zone.
Yeah.
Where it's like they can't really dominate games, but if they're playing against good teams, they can kind of give it to the good teams. But Team of the week?
Team of the week.
Do you want Pickford or Meslier in there?
Man, I feel like even David De Gea could get thrown in, but I'm going to say Meslier.
Okay. You're going to say Meslier?
Yeah, Meslier.
Let's see here. I forgot one center back.
He's only got 10 players.
Yeah, I did, actually.
It's tribute to Diego Costa.
Yeah. he should just be in there. And the team doesn't even really make sense because it's two fullbacks and one center back. But Ward, Akanji, Stupinan, who, let's be honest, he's looked not very good this year. He absolutely rinsed Pulisic.
That's true.
How do you get rinsed by a Stupinan? That shouldn't be possible. That should not be possible. Aribo, De Bruyne, Pereira, and then we had a front four of Kiefer Moore, Callum Wilson, Reece Nelson, and Gabby Jesus.
Okay.
I know I debated not putting more two Arsenal guys in because you're playing Forest. Like, what kind of achievement is that? But
yeah, where's the Arsenal defense? Come on.
Yeah,
clean sheet.
Clean sheet. I suppose if I could drop. Whatchamacallit? I could drop Jesus and put a Newcastle defender in there and it'd be the same thing because Villa had nothing going forward.
Yeah.
All right. Match week 14 or 15?
15.
15.
Yes.
Let's go.
First game, Leeds versus Bournemouth. All the games at the
10
same
a.m. our time. Yeah.
What am I going to do for 4 hours in the morning? What do you expect me to sleep?
Yeah.
If I'm not waking up at 6:30 for Leeds versus Bournemouth,
am I living?
What am I living?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I might as well just pack it in
Elland
right now.
Road.
Punch my own ticket.
Elland Road. Leeds, can they build off that Liverpool game? Bournemouth, can they kind of bounce back Two rough, not necessarily performances, but two rough results against West Ham and Tottenham.
Yeah.
Bournemouth now on the road, kind of road warriors in a way. I guess what I'll be looking for is Leeds high pressure, especially early. This feels like a game where Leeds might get out 1-0 and then lose 2-1.
Yeah, I'm thinking Leeds. It seems like so far when they have a good game, they kind of have a let off the next week, which is disappointing to see. I mean, especially coming off a win against Liverpool. I mean, build something off of it.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it'll happen. But I feel like that Bournemouth loss against Tottenham, that was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at home.
I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
I was thinking 2-2, but
it goes depends and Bournemouth win.
I'll say 2-1 Leeds. They break the
duck.
The curse of bad next game.
All right, Man City, Fulham at the Etihad.
Now, if this was at the Cottage...
Ooh, Pep would be drinking a lot of bottles of water.
Hey, speaking of Pep, we didn't mention he wore the same outfit again.
Yeah, what is it? I told you, 2004 core. That's what he's rocking.
The P hoodie, the Pep hoodie.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, it's great. Haaland potentially not playing in this one. He's a doubt, apparently.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I would probably just rest him again.
Yeah.
Just keep resting him.
He shouldn't play.
Don't
just
rush
to
him
make
back.
it fair for the 20% of us who don't have him in Fantasy Premier League. I just refuse. It's out of principle.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. If
I lose, it's out of principle.
You grab guys like Salah last year. You grab guys like Vardy. The year Vardy bopped off.
Yeah, I did have Kevin De Bruyne last week, who scored a good amount of points.
Legend. Yeah, I mean, Fulham might be set up here to kind of just low block, but we've seen them try to do that before, and it doesn't really work. Fulham's best...
It worked decently against Arsenal.
Yeah, you know what? It didn't really work against Newcastle.
Well,
and Newcastle...
You can't stop Newcastle. I mean, they got Miguel Almiron.
Yeah, I suppose.
Who's going to score a worldie for Man City? I can't see anyone.
Not Mahrez.
Not anyone.
Not Mahrez.
I mean, if anyone does, it's probably like John Stones.
Yeah.
Bike off a corner.
It's Ederson.
Yeah.
Long ball outlet, but it just goes in. Yeah, this feels like a Man City kind of rely. I know I haven't mentioned how they're not relying much on Cancelo. This feels like they just like kind of let Cancelo do his thing out wide, maybe a little inverted action to do stuff. Maybe get like a Gundogan goal or something, or a Bernardo Silva goal or assist. I'm going to go...
Get Bernardo Silva just looking for pens out here.
Yeah, a 2-0 special.
I was going to say 2-0.
They're going to 2-0 them.
2-0
That's what's going to happen. Maybe a Mitrovic red this week to make up for last week.
Impossible.
Nottingham Forest, Brentford, the City Ground.
All right.
This one might give me like the hardest time. I don't know what to make of this one.
Yeah, we got two teams who are not in very good form.
Brentford, I'm glad Brentford aren't like I'm playing poker against them because I don't think I could read what they're going to do. They're all over the board.
I hope Keane Lewis Potter starts.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what to do with Thomas Frank. I don't know.
And I'm kind of off of Jensen.
Well, he got hurt. He's been, I would say, probably their second or third best player this year.
I feel like he's kind of dropped off.
Yeah, a bit, but I mean, I don't think he's supposed to be passing forward as much as he has been. But they don't really have anyone to do that.
That's true. Well, try and get Damsgaard rocking and rolling.
Get him rocking and rolling.
The young man with the receding hairline.
Yeah, he's doing it for all the players
I
out
love
there.
That's representation of me in sport. When I look up to people, I'm like, yes,
Mikel
that guy's going
Damsgaard,
bald
Hunter
too.
Renfro. These are my guys. Yeah, I don't know with this one. I guess you would like to think, well, Brentford can just kind of do their long ball to get forward and pin Forrest, and Forrest will just sit back and, hopefully can grind it out, get it to Tony. But I don't know. Sometimes And then Forest might do the thing where they like to push forward a bit and they play 3 attackers and stuff. And then Brentford are able to hit fast on the counter and stuff. I'm going to go, I don't feel great about it, but I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford.
I'm going to say 3-0 Brentford, and here's why. Brentford are going to do what Liverpool could not do. In that game against Forest, what did Liverpool succeed at? Getting chances off of set pieces. How many chances did Virgil van Dijk have? A lot. Brentford, they like to create chances from set pieces, long throws, corners, free kicks, what have you. This time they will convert 3-0 Brentford.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, and thanks for attending my TED Talk.
Wolves Brighton at the Molineux.
I feel like Hank is just jarred by my
I like the
thesis
analysis.
on Brighton.
I like the
Or not
analysis.
Brighton, Brentford.
Yeah, please keep it.
The Diego Costalis Wolves.
Yeah,
Can they do it against the high-flying
they
Seagulls?
better play Guedes. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think they should.
If we're looking at Wolves attack lackluster, no, I'm just kidding. I would never say such a thing.
Their team definitely doesn't suck.
Brighton, can they keep up this little bit of momentum? They had the good result against Chelsea. Performances have been fine as of late.
Can they do it against a real club like Wolves,
I know, right?
who
The
has
true
quality
test.
defense?
Could Wolves possibly make any mistakes to where Brighton will punish them? Who knows? I think what I'll be looking at too is Wolves' only hope really is kind of equalizing the game through midfield, specifically Neves. And Montiño's look better. He's not playing as much this year, hence why he looks better. He's a little more fresh.
Yeah.
But it's just that attack for Wolves. I just don't trust it. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton. It's going to be a McAllister pen or a Trossard goal.
I'm gonna say
Or Solly March, actually.
3-1 Brighton.
You think Wolves are going to score?
They're gonna score.
You know how many goals Wolves have on the year right now?
4.
I think it's 6. I could be wrong. It might be 8. Everton Leicester. You're going to like this one, I think.
Yeah, this has me written all over it.
It does.
A real tactical match of Everton
He has
versus Leicester.
he has his Lampard shirt on. It's just
Yeah.
Frank's face, and then he has his Brendan Rodgers pajamas, which is just Brendan Rodgers' face.
And then I have my Jamie Vardy mask on. Paper cutout mask.
Yeah.
Sipping a Red Bull. Everton, you know, they had that 0-0 with Fulham. They didn't look the best, but at home, at Goodison against Leicester. But, you know, I think in a way this kind of favors Leicester because, you know, Leicester have looked most dangerous on the counter, the quick build-up plays. I think maybe they'll have a chance to do that again. I think it's going to be a 2-1 Leicester win.
Okay. Under Wout Faes, the Leicester defense doesn't look catastrophic.
Yeah.
Even with the midfield still not playing all that amazing. I'm going to end up going with a 1-1 draw. I think both teams are relatively even.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leicester right now might be in the tiniest bit better form, but I think that's neutralized by the fact that it's at Goodison. It's going to be a wash. I'm thinking a Madison perfecto worldy free kick, and I'm thinking Anthony Gordon Anthony Gordon setting up Calvert-Lewin.
Gordano
to Calvert-Lewin.
Yes.
All right. To Sunday, Chelsea, Arsenal, Stamford Bridge. Did you see the promo for Aubameyang?
I didn't see that.
Oh, that's great.
Was it like the version of a half scarf, but he's got a half jersey?
No,
on?
it's like the commercial that they're running in England for the game, and it's like I'll show it to you.
I
later,
hate
but it's
Arsenal.
Funny. Yeah, he's like, I'm back and I'm blue.
Oh, God.
I don't know. This one,
Nice early game.
Are Arsenal missing Saka in this one?
Potentially. No, he played a little bit in the
Europa League?
Europa League.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much faith in this Chelsea side, and Arsenal are rolling, but at the bridge, you never know.
You never know
especially
with these
London
big games.
derbies. I think I'm going to say Chelsea just grind their way to a 1-1 draw.
I think it'd be 3-2 Chelsea.
No, there's no way. That's an absolute anti-jinx. How are Chelsea scoring 3 goals? Who's scoring 3 goals for Chelsea? There's no way.
I mean, Aubameyang will probably score at least one.
Yeah, he'll get the 1, and then it'll be
Jorginho Pen.
No. Arsenal giving away a pen.
Chalobah on a corner.
Yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek pulls the Douglas Luiz. They put him on corners one time, and he pulls the Douglas Luiz, curls it in.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's right.
Unbelievable. The anti-jinx. It's going to work for you.
No.
Villa, Man U, at Villa Park. Man U been playing a lot better lately. Villa had one little blip where they looked good.
Now they got Unai Emery.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because that first game with the new manager is never easy, because he's, a lot of times what the new manager will do is they don't fully implement their new system. They're like, let's just let you guys play, and I'll see what I got to do, and I'll make some small tweaks and stuff. I think Unai Emery might as well just do whatever the hell he wants, because at this point, it's better than what they're doing.
I remember the first game under Unai Emery for Arsenal against, I'm pretty sure it was against Man City, and we were trying to play out of the back, and it was we had like Guendouzi, and it was wild. It was wild, dude.
I feel like Emery's time at Arsenal wasn't even bad. It's just that Wenger had set such a standard that it was, honestly, it made it look bad. Not to mention the personnel and the signings that Arsenal had at that time under Emery were horrendous.
The signings were pretty brutal.
Horrendous. Even with like ones you talk yourself into where you're like, no, it's okay. Kolasinac. He was on a free. He's solid. Trust me. Socrates. He's fine.
Torreira.
Yeah, no, these guys are good.
I mean, to be fair, they did have a 22-game unbeaten streak.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't that bad under Emery when you look at the numbers and stuff, but
almost won the Europa League.
Yeah, who'd they lose to?
Chelsea.
No, they didn't lose to Chelsea. They lost to Giroud.
Okay, that guy. That guy.
Yeah, no, I think Villa are going to hang around this one. I'll still go United 1-0, but I feel like that's the only way United win.
United 5-0.
No way. I don't think United could possibly score more than 3 goals in a game. I don't think it's possible. They get 1 goal, and Ten Hag is like, okay, we might as well all just stand in the net. Sam's doing the Ronaldo Selly right now.
We need video podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so 5-0 for Man U.
Yep.
3-2 to Arsenal. What do you got for Southampton, Newcastle?
Newcastle 9-0.
It could be the time.
I think so.
Hans.
This could be the time.
I don't know. He's putting quotes out about how he sees that he's rumored to be fired. He says it doesn't affect him.
That's when he gets stronger.
He's so cool, calm, and collected, Hans. He walks out in his polo and baseball hat.
Tightens up the vest.
Looking like me at work. Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at one thing in this, it's even if Southampton can get chances, can they have any remote chance of finishing going through Pope and Newcastle's defense?
No.
Yeah. No. I could be wrong, but wasn't this fixture last year the first time we saw Bruno G and he got that winner off like a weird like bouncing volley off a corner goal?
I don't remember who it was against.
I think that was Southampton, but I could be wrong. It was like rainy. Anyways, I think Newcastle are going to win 3-0.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 3-0 or 4-0.
Are we sure Newcastle can't win the league?
I don't.
You just have to hope that the injury streak of Isak and Wilson, because they both get hurt, aren't at the same time. They just have to rotate who gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then you pretty much have like a split guy, but if you put their numbers together, it's like a amazing striker. Got like a 30-goal guy.
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
West Ham Palace. I wish this game was at Selhurst.
Yeah, me too.
Where does the London Stadium rank in terms of Premier League stadiums for you? Bottom 3?
It might be the worst.
Can we look? Let me
I
look
think
at the
Tottenham
team.
Stadium is the worst.
Yeah, at least and that's what I always say about Tottenham. White Hart Lane at least had some soul.
Yeah.
This new one is just like the most.
I was going to mention that on a previous episode, and then I
said
forgot
it last year, where it's like, I said it during like I think the North London Derby. It's like, it's just so different.
Yeah, it is so soulless.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I'm glad you were thinking that too.
Anyways, back to West Ham Palace. But I mean, this is the same thing. It's just West Ham, I think, aren't as higher echelon as Tottenham as a club. That's probably why we don't think of it that way. But.
Yeah, West Ham, they need to go back to the bowling ground.
Oh my gosh, talk about soul.
Yeah.
Yes, Big Sam out there with the bubbles. Beautiful. Yeah, Palace are kind of rolling. West Ham aren't playing as bad as they were to start the year. Palace once in a while just have a blip on their radar of just poor defense this year, more so than their attack dropping off.
Yeah, Gahey has had some questionable moments.
It also doesn't help when it's Milivojevic out there.
That's true. Need an upgrade on him.
Yeah, you need to upgrade the backup CDM.
Yes.
You know, because Ducare's not hurt, is he? They just sat him?
I think he's hurt.
Oh.
I don't know for how long.
Oh.
I think West Ham's going to win 1-0.
I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. And I don't want to be quite frank, and it's not because I hate West Ham. I just, if Ducore is not in there, which he hasn't been lately, I just want to see if there's any news quick. It doesn't say. Terrible. Okay. Last but not least, Tottenham, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're just talking about it.
Soulless.
Can we talk about how it's kind of easy to say this because Liverpool they're not playing that well right now, so it's just going to be frustration around the ground. But for how much you hear about the Kop and, Anfield, pretty quiet these days.
They're
not very
they're you'll never
boisterous.
walk alone merchants.
Yeah. Try and act like you're amazing. You know what else has been pretty bad too and used to be great? I'll say it. Stamford Bridge. Hasn't been as good the last, I feel like ever since like kind of the sorry year, it just feels like it hasn't been the same. Maybe under Frank for a little bit, but then COVID hit and
Yeah.
I don't know. Then last year you had the whole lockout thing where you
had
couldn't
like a
sell
partially empty
you couldn't
stadium.
sell single game tickets. It was only season ticket holders. That was brutal.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this game. Let's wrap up this pod.
We're going on
Tottenham-
tangents.
Tottenham,
on
Liverpool.
Tangents. Tottenham, Liverpool.
What are you looking at?
I mean, I would think that it'd be Tottenham just sitting back and absorbing pressure from Liverpool,
But Liverpool are just going to go really, really slow.
really slow. And I'm sure they'll have some mistake at the back and gift a goal to Brian Sessegnon.
I think
And
this
probably
one,
lose 2-1.
I'm thinking this one finishes 1-1.
I'd like to see it.
I think that Liverpool will be able to break down Tottenham's defense at least once. If I had to pick a team to win, and it might seem a little weird and counterintuitive, I would pick Liverpool.
I think so too.
I don't have much faith in Tottenham. I've seen how they show up in these big games this year. Even when they pull a result against Chelsea to get a draw, and I mean, they just don't look good
Yeah.
against big teams. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
give me a prediction.
Oh, I said 2-1 Spurs.
No, I meant for,
Oh,
yeah.
random prediction.
Yeah, of
Yes,
the who will score.
Who will score? I'm thinking that
Give me United's goal scorer.
United's goal scorer.
Well, he said 5-0. So who scores the most for?
I think Rashford's gonna get a hat trick.
Wow.
Yeah.
He couldn't score. Now he can score, and now he's gonna score a whole lot more.
Yeah, and I think Wolves are gonna score through
Podence. He's like their only good attacker.
Yeah, Podence. That's probably the best shout.
Yeah.
Hugo Bueno.
Oh, they let him take the free kick over Neves, and he just rips a banger bar down.
Oh,
They have like a bit for him.
Bueno.
It's Hugo Bueno. Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Until next pod, Pete BOC goes.
Pete BOC. We love you.